a patch just went live right now, and we have very significant changes to the game. We're going to talk about them and what implications it is going to have. I am actually very excited about most of them, and it looks like they went the route of buffing cards more than nerfing cards, with the exception of Darkhawk, but we're going to talk about how that is possibly even a buff. General updates. Some cards have gone from Series 5 to Series 4 and from Series 4 to Series 3. So the series drop has happened, and I will be opening my collector reserves at the end of this video. I've got 10 of them to open, so I'm probably going to be able to get Agent Coulson out of these. I'm pretty excited about that myself. So Silver Surfer is dropping from 5 to 4. Null is dropping from 5 to 4. Darkhawk is dropping from 5 to 4, and Sentry is dropping to 5 to 4. I think Silver Surfer, Null, Darkhawk all have merits. I already have Silver Surfer and Darkhawk. I will be buying Null for 3,000 collector's tokens. Series 4 to 3, Agent Coulson sees play in a Devil Dino build, so I'm definitely wanting to test that out today. And then we've got Maria Hill and Telecarrier. I personally have not been able to get those two cards to do anything. Card update. Darkhawk is going from 4-1 to 4-0. That does not matter. That one power does not matter. In fact, a lot of the current Darkhawk builds are Mr. Negative builds. So this may be an actual buff, because now an inverted Darkhawk will cost 0. So I don't think that that is going to be a nerf at all. Dev comment, Darkhawk is especially powerful card as we prepared this balance change before Silver Surfer and Zabu nerf. We didn't want to hit him too hard. However, we definitely felt that knocking off at least one power from him is warranted, and we will continue to monitor his performance. Thanos is going from 6'8 to 6'11, and when you get the combo of the 6 stones, he now will be 21 power. This is great. I think this is amazing. In reality, though, the stones are what make Thanos a strong deck. I love Space Stone. I love Reality Stone. Very powerful deck, especially with Lockjaw. I think this deck is going to see a lot more play. Could be one of the best decks in the game. I'm not sure if it's a tier 2 deck or a tier 1 deck, but it is very, very, very strong. We think Thanos is one of the coolest cards, and we're a bit sad that he isn't played often. Most Thanos decks focus primarily on making good use of the stones, but we want to make sure that the Mad Titan himself has enough power to play. And I got to say, this is a big deal for me for sure, and I can't wait to play him some more. Also, the developer said that he's going to be getting a new animation. Galactus has the coolest animation in the game, and so I'm looking forward to Thanos getting that animation as well. Sandman, 4-1 to 5-5, and people are going to say this is a nerf. I think this is going to get a lot of play in an Electro ramp deck. Turn 3 Electro, turn 4 Sandman, turn 5 6-cost card, turn 6 6-cost card. This will see play. I feel like there is limited use right now for Sandman at 4-1. There's one deck that works okay, but Electro ramp and ramp decks playing Sandman is going to be a big deal. I predict this is going to be an archetype for sure now that he's going to be 5-5. Many of the strongest decks right now have strategies centered around playing multiple cards on turn 6. Sandman should be a good answer to these decks, but he didn't quite have the sand to stand up to them with his previous stat line. We're giving him a bit more power to make him a more competitive card, but also subsequent bumping up his cost. Fine, I think that's good. And then we're going to get some buffs right here. The following cards below are rather weak at the moment, so we're giving them a small buff to help them perform a little better. Spider-Woman's going from 5-7 to 5-8. Namor's going from 4-5 to 4-6. And Dagger going for 2-1 to 2-2. I would have loved to see Luke Cage on this list go from a 2-1 to 2-2, but that's fine. Text-only update to Yondu. So this 100% does not change the way that Yondu works at all. I talked about this in yesterday's video. Destroy the top card of your opponent's deck. And so that will give people insight to how the interaction is favorable with cards like Death and Null. They also note that this will change nothing with his interaction with Colossus and Wolverine. I personally believe Wolverine should pop out to the board if Yondu destroys him from the top of your deck. And they state that right here. Yondu's text can actually describe his effect. Please remember that most triggered and ongoing effects are not active while a card is still in your deck. So despite the word destroy, Yondu can remove Colossus and Wolverine with impunity. So it changes nothing. Text only update. And so this is going to be just text only to provide clarification. And instead of it saying, it says when you play a card, it'll say after you play a card. And this is going to be on a lot of the locations as well, just going to be updates. Now, Sakaar is getting a change, and I think this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to play this. After this turn, put a card from each player's hand. Sakaar has a lot of weird interactions with cards like Storm and Wave as a consequence of revealing a card mid-turn, or we're sad to lose the exciting moment of Sakaar revealing. We want to avoid these confusing interactions going forward. We think the design will also open up some interesting interactions points in the early game. Okay, text only update. And again, they're going to change the wording to say after instead of when for triggered effects. I think that's fantastic. And then this is actually very significant right here. Adjusted the cost of Clintar's symbiote from 1 to 4. So you could Killmonger the symbiote in Clintar, and that will not work anymore. Now he is a 4-cost card. Let's go over the bug fixes, and then we're going to open up some collector reserves. Absorbing Man's effect can now be doubled by effects like Wong, Kamartaj, and Odin. That's actually a significant buff. The carousel should no longer get stuck mid-rotation on PC, thank goodness. Move the position of the Pro Bundle to the bottom of the shop, thank goodness. Alter Depth now gives energy if Green Goblin or Hobgoblin is played and destroyed on the opponent's side. Cool. Miles Morales cost correctly reduced if card is moved and destroyed before the move resolves. That's actually a small buff to Miles. Fixed to soft locks when undo action UI opened over the retreat UI. Rank reward notification now appears again when you reach a new rank and have claimable rewards. Yeah, that was kind of a confusing thing. You know, you get your 10 matches and you have to know that it's there. Iron Fist no longer remains on the board if it is destroyed after activating. Let's go and open some collector reserves, and I'm hoping to get Agent Coulson out of these pretty quickly. Said that I was going to get Agent Coulson quickly. There you go. I have a chance to play him today. I think he's good in a Devil Dino list. All right, let's open the rest of these here. 100 collector tokens. This one should be credits. I believe the next one should be gold. Collector tokens, 400 collector tokens. All right. I'm now pool 3. This is my full-time job. I will be changing that. I will be using that one for sure. 200 gold. And let's see what we got here. Lethal Protector. 600 collector tokens. My goodness. That's a good pull. Yeah, so I was basically that first pull, I was able to get Coulson because he was the only card I was missing in pull 3. And then those 200 to 600 drops would have been cards if I didn't have all the other cards, but I did. Let me know what you think about these buffs and nerfs. I'm very excited that there are more buffs than nerfs. I think Darkhawk will be fine. He'll get more play in Mr. Negative. I feel that Thanos is a huge buff. Sandman, I know some people are going to call this a nerf, but I think there's going to be an Electro ramp deck that is going to be very good. And then also the buffs to the cards that are being underplayed. Spider-Woman, Namor, and Dagger, I think is a good thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now. No arrow nerf. No arrow nerf. What do you think about that? No arrow nerf.